Okay, so now let's cover the last portion of the presentation, which we will focus on the catalog app manager, which is online. What this is the hub to make sure that your kiosk on the floor is updated and has the current information needed, like your dealer logo, dealer website, the correct pricing, retail, whatever you want to show. Make sure you have all the categories represented and listed. If you want to take off, you can do all that here. So this is the hub of getting that information correct on your kiosk. So where you need to go to ashley.catalogkiosk.com. It'll take you to this main page where you need to log in. So your username and ID you should or password you should have gotten, for example, the marketing specialist when you signed up to have the app added to your iPad. They would have assigned you your user ID and set up a password. If you don't know what that is, reach out to WonderSign and they can get you that information corrected. Also, make sure you point that out to the owner because this is one of the experiences that I had. So I've worked with these dealers and asked them, do they know how to update and take care of their kiosks? And none of them really have known that. So this is where you need to go, or you need to tell them to go to log in and to get this taken care of. So if you don't know that information, reach out to WonderSign and they can get that information for you. So when you log in, it's going to take you to the main screen, which will show you the account. This is where you can update your logo, add your dealer website, the link, your pricing, contact information, all that's right here. Now, at the top of the page, you notice there's different tabs. There's your account. You'll see where you can click on devices. For example, this is your device status. It shows my iPad, which is turned off, so it says offline. So this is good for any of those dealers that are having problems checking to make sure that their kiosk is working properly. They could click on it and they say, well, it's offline. No wonder. Maybe it's their Wi-Fi connection. Also, display pricing. It shows you which kiosk can have the pricing and so forth. And if you add a new device, this is where you need to go to enter that information and make sure that you have that information up and running. The next tab is products and pricing. This is where if you want to set a retail price, if you want to have a multiplier for everything to be, let's say, a 2.0, you can set that here. You can round it up or you can round it down. The listing price is like the suggested retail price. So if you want to show was $3.99, you can set it there, and then the regular price could be $2.99. That's where you set over here at the retail price. Again, you can round up, down, however you want to do it. Then you can come down here individually if you want to set by category. Like I said, if you want to add or take off accessories or any of these categories, you can do that here by clicking the button. With the check mark, it shows it will be added or it won't be. So that's where you need to know. So if you're noticing something's not on the kiosk, you can come here and add that. Retail pricing, again, if you want to do it individually by each category, do a multiplier here. You can set that retail price. Um, you can show prices, hide prices for all. You can do however you want to do there. And again, if you want to do a multiplier, if you want to do the suggested retail price for each category individually, you can do it as well here. So that's where you need to go to set up your retail pricing to show on your kiosk. And we'll cover more on that on this page, why that's important. Here, this last one is the reports section. If you remember when we were walking through, we can show you how to send a text or an email to the customer of a particular item they liked. This is what they're capturing the information. This is where you can go to find out who all has been getting emails and texts. So this is important. So you can see here, this is your data that you collected that you can then send out a mass text or a mass email or whatever the case may be for future sales events, or you can go to this for be-back opportunities. You can convert it over to export it to an Excel format. I've had dealers use this daily so they can send it out to the sales team to make sure that they have that contact information. Hopefully the salespeople know what customers were looking at what. In case they didn't buy it, they know that they were interested in that particular item. So they should be able to point out, identify which customer was what based on what they were looking at. So they can then reach out via text, make a phone call, whatever, to follow up and make sure the customer is willing to come back in, let them know about any particular sales that's going on and take advantage of that. So this is where you can get all that contact information right here that they can collect and use it for future opportunities. But to go back on the first tab, which is accounts, this is again is where you can add your logos, your dealer website, and all that stuff. And I'll go briefly over it, but it's because it's pretty self-explanatory. If you need more questions or need to figure out more, if you highlight or click on these question marks, it explains to you what that is. But again, first thing is you can add your dealer logo. I added the Team Kansas logo. If you remember on the main screen, upper left, that's where that logo is. You press on that, that's where you can press the button and it has that update screen there. You can update. Here, a tractor screen, that's again, if you want to add new images, you can do that. This is where you need to add or take off any of the fashion pods. Uh, Configure websites, that's where you need to add your link to your website. Pricing labels, this is where you can go for each individual items. If you set the multiplier to be a certain price, retail price, and a list price, this is what it is. So there's your list price. Let's say it was $3.99. You put a slash through it. It is now $2.99. So you can set that. So if you want to do price, dig a little deeper and be more creative, like you could put in there instead of price, you could say, you know, sale, okay, or you could say now $2.99. Then you can go to a list price. Let's say that was based on your multiplier, what you put on the under the pricings tab, but you can say, was the $3.99. You can show that, and then the call to action can be where if you're doing a promotion right now, and if you want to say buy the sofa love, get the recliner for 25% off, that's where you could put that on this part. So there. So that's how you can set that. So anyway, so that's where you can set that, save it, and it will update on the kiosk itself. So to go back, so that's the price tag labels. If a dealer has Ashley Express, you can turn that tab on so it shows all items that have the Ashley Express opportunity there. You can sort your pricing. If you remember I went to sofas and it showed all the sofas. You can set the listing by highest to lowest price. You can also go lowest to highest, or you can put that alphabetically. Up here on the right side, configure email. This is when you send a customer an item they liked. If you want to send it via email, this is where it's important to make sure you have the correct information. As you can see here, I just put in Thomas Design Furniture. So when that customer gets an email, it's going to say came from Thomas Design Furniture or Ashley Furniture Home Store, or whatever it is. So make sure you put that information, that's the correct information. Here, make sure it's not the owner or the sales manager's email. Make sure it's the store email. And then the basket email address, that's when a customer has gone ahead and put their items in the basket, and we send it to the sales counter. That's going to CC the customer, and so they're going to get an email from you, the store, saying, hey, Mrs. Jones, here are the items that you picked out that's in your basket, and it's going to give you the return email address from the store to state that. Last but not least, this is the landing page. This is display configuration. So if you want to have default SKU numbers are hidden from emails and text messages sent from the kiosk to prevent cross shopping, you can hide that. If you want to do this, you might want to display the SKUs to demonstrate transparency, excuse me. However, you don't want to give away the SKUs, you can do this option here. Or if you want to show, in some cases you might want to show the SKUs in an email and text message from the kiosk. Changes are immediate, no kiosk reboot required. So that's where you can make those options here, and then you can save it.